our dynamic and our friendship changes again. Because know who you dealing with. I see so many women on social media saying they wish they had friends. Everybody is going through something. I don't need no new friends. I got friends. You never know how life is lifing for someone else.
I was created for this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. I'm taking my shot on this.
What's up, my loves? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Terry Nika, where we do all things wellness, lifestyle, and self-love. And if any of that interests you, be sure to hit that subscribe button and come join the journey with us. I just realized I pulled my makeup out and I didn't do a lick of skincare, and that's gonna make my makeup look ashy, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna do my makeup, my little skincare real quick before I do my makeup. As y'all can tell by the title, we are doing a chit chat, get ready with me. We have girls night tonight, so I thought I would get dressed with y'all and do my makeup, have a little girl talk, and y'all know how we do. I'm rushing a little bit, so we're gonna have to get it in how we can, but I still wanted to do the video. So as you can tell by the title, I want to talk about adult friendships. I want to talk about the hard truth of friendships, adult friendships, making new friends, friends in your 30s, all the things. Yeah, y'all, I just want to talk chit chat a little bit because I have been doing a little self-reflection, and I also see so much talk and content and podcasts and conversations about friendships, and I feel like I have a pretty good grip on friendships. I can talk on that a little bit. I ain't perfect, but I have been through my challenges. I've been through my different friendships. I have lost some friends. I have gained friends. And some of my relationships with friends have changed. They look different, and it's okay. I'm okay with this. So I just want to dive in a little bit and touch on my take on friendships and adult friendships and all the things. First things first, what do I look for in a friend? Me, I look for someone who is honest. Number one, I hate a liar. I hate a liar. Hate it. Pet peeve of mine. Please don't lie to me. Tell me the truth all day long, please, because if you lie to me, I'm never coming back from that. I just want you to know I'm never coming back from that. I can take the truth. Most people can't take the truth, and I get that. That's why people lie, but that's not me. I don't even tell lies. I'm a straightforward person. I'm a straight shooter. I don't play those kind of games, and I don't need you playing games with me. So honesty for me is number one when it comes to looking for a friend. The next would have for me would be loyalty. What does your loyalty look like? When you with me, do you be talking about other people? You know what I'm saying? You talking about your friends and you with me? What does that look like? Because you telling me all your friends' business, that means you're gonna be telling everybody my business. And I don't like that. Now, I used to have a thing with that. When I was younger, I used to talk too much. I ain't even finna lie. I used to talk too much. I used to be in everybody's business, trying to tell everything that I know. I don't do that no more. And that just comes with growth. That comes with age. That comes with wisdom. That comes with going through a few things to where I got my business, okay? I done had my time and have my share of trying to be everything for everyone. Don't want to see people hurt. Don't want to see people go through stuff. I ain't got it in me no more. I got my own life to keep together. Have my own puzzle to keep together, put together. I can't be worried about everybody else. And that was my first realization of friendships evolving and growing and looking different. I can count on one hand how many friends I have. And they used to always be my story. I was always the person with a lot of friends, a large friend group. And not everybody was friends, but I always was in different circles and having different groups of friends. And that was always my story up until I got around about 26, 27. And I feel like those friendships started fading as we got older, as we started going through different phases of life. And that happens too, right? I ain't got no bad blood, but I don't have those friendships anymore. And in the last year or two, I actually had to have a moment with myself and realize I don't think this person really your friend. I don't think they your friend. I think they cool because y'all have been cool for so long, but I don't think they're your friend. And I just got to a point where like, I don't think this person really messing with me like that. And I let that go. And that was like, dang, I've let a few friendships go. I'm not gonna go into detail, but I have let about 2 or 3 friendships go in the last 3-4 years because it just wasn't serving me, or I felt like I was overextending and I wasn't getting the same in return. And I was just tired of it. I can't keep giving and you're not giving back. And that was a hard realization in itself. Dang, I'm losing friends, because that's never been my story. I've always had a lot of friends. Well, now I have about 5 friends that I consider my real, genuine friends. I have 5 friends. And that's totally different from what I'm used to. That has not always been the case, but that just comes with growing. That comes with evolving. That comes with age. Which brings me to my next topic of being understanding. Most of everyone that I'm still friends with, I've been friends with them except one person since I was in grade school. Different grade levels, but grade school. And with that comes its own challenges, right? Because we are not the same people that we were as kids. We grow, we evolve, we become who we are supposed to be. And sometimes that don't look like what we expect it to look like. And you have to be okay with that. To maintain those childhood friendships, you really have to be okay with allowing a person to evolve and become who they are. And if you don't agree with who they become with, then cool, you step away. But you also have to be open and willing to learn them, learn the new them, accept the new them. That's just like in a relationship. If you've been in a relationship, people always say all the time, married couples say all the time, you have to keep learning your partner. You have to keep learning your friends. You have to allow your friends room to grow. Just because they don't do the same thing that they used to do 5 years ago doesn't mean that they're a bad friend. Which brings me to my next topic of dealing with conflict. I have personally, I'm just gonna be candid and open and honest. And if y'all watching this ain't nothing that we ain't talked about. But I have witnessed friends who've been friends for a long time, and honestly, they got to a place in their friendship where they couldn't see eye to eye. Both felt differently in their way of how they think things should be. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of hurt me because I'm like, y'all can make this work. Y'all can fix this. And no one was willing to do the work, do the hard thing of fixing it. They were both okay with releasing that and moving on. And after a while, it took me a minute because I just told you I like to fix things. I like to fix things, fix people. I don't like people fighting and all that kind of stuff. And it took me a while to say, you know what? I'm done. I can't fix this. I hate to see this happen, but I can't fix this. And in that situation, it honestly taught me a lot, and I realized a lot that how I have been able to maintain my childhood friendships, which that I'm really close with. I will use who y'all see on my channel all the time. Ebony and Mo are my BFFs, so it's my besties, right? Me and Mo been friends since elementary, and EB, we've been friends since high school. Her and Mo went to high school together. That's how I met her. So we've been friends since high school, and EB got married when we were young. It was like 2018. I don't know how long ago that was. I think they just had 7 years, so They were 21, 22, somewhere around that when they got married. And it was different. We're still young. We still in college. We still partying. We were still young when they got married. And we went through a phase of learning how to still keep our friendship as her being a married woman. And she was a mom. It was our little trio. We had to navigate through that, and it was not easy. We could have easily been like, oh, I ain't got time for this. I don't want to make this work. She don't want to be my friend, whatever. And we could have walked away from our friendship. Nothing ever happened, because that's what people do these days. They walk away from people and their friendships. Nothing ever happened. And sometimes it's worth fighting for. Sometimes you should let it go, and sometimes it's worth fighting for. And we could have been that group that been like, oh, well, she got married, she got kids, it didn't work out. But fortunately for us, that wasn't our story. We did the hard thing. We dealt with the conflict. We had so many interventions. That's what we used to call it back then. We had so many interventions on making our relationship work because we wanted to. You have to want to. And we went through a season, a few years of back and forth, a few years of finding our way. Because mind you, we were young. We were in our early 20s when all this was happening. We were young, and we had to learn how to navigate being friends with someone who's married, and she had a kid, and by that time, I had a kid. Well, now things change again. Our dynamic in our friendship changes again because now I have a kid. And we did the work. We had those hard conversations. We had those conversations of, hey, you haven't communicated with me. You haven't checked on me. I don't know what's going on with you. We haven't hung out. We haven't spent time together. I didn't like the way you said this. I didn't like the way you said that. We had those tough conversations. And that has helped us get to where we are now in our friendship. And people tell us all the time how they admire our friendship. They admire how we support one another. They admire how we've been friends for so long. And it's because we have done the work of keeping our friendship together. And another part of that is not having unrealistic expectations for people. Know who you're dealing with. You have to know who your friends are, know what their tendencies are, know how they are, and you have to learn to be okay with it. And if you're not okay with that, then so be it. Leave. Don't be friends anymore. But friendships that you are trying to mend and work through, you have to learn how to meet them where they are. And everybody doesn't think like you. Everybody is not going to move the way you move. And you have to allow people space to grow and evolve and develop. And that comes with the territory. I say my example of unrealistic expectations, right? This is what I mean by you have to know your people. In our friend group, I'm the planner. I'm the one who's going to put some stuff together. I'm the one who's going to plan us stuff to do. If we say we're going on a trip, I'm the planner. If we say we're going out to eat, I'm going to plan it. I'm going to make the reservations. If we are doing anything, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to plan it. And over the years, I have just realized that that is just my role in our friendship group. And I'm okay with it. I'm used to it. I don't take it personal, like, dang, they never plan stuff, they never do this, they never do that, because that's just not them. That's not their personality. That's not their traits. And I'm okay. I have accepted that, right? So I can't get mad if 6 months later, I'm like, well, they haven't planned anything for us to do. Girl, they're not gonna plan nothing. You just gonna be waiting. I'm just sorry to tell you. So I have accepted that, and it just is what it is. We've moved on and we hang out. It's no need to put so much pressure on certain things. And I feel like we missed the mark in today's world. We think people are so disposable. If somebody do one little thing, but we just want to throw them away. And it's just like, where does that come from? I don't know. That's a topic for another day. But we just act like people are so disposable. And we don't nurture the relationships that we have. And I feel like we are missing the mark. I see so many women on social media saying they wish they had friends. They wish they had a community. They wish they had people that they can hang out with. And they wish they had people that support them. And then it's like, is it really that hard? Is it? And I'm not experiencing that. Like I said, I have lost a few friendships, but it's not like I don't have any friends. And it's like, is it really that hard out here? Am I missing the mark? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Is there something? Y'all let me know in the comments right now. What do you think is the issue in society right now as to why women are having such a hard time of having friends, staying friends, and making new friends? I would love to know your thoughts, because like I said, that's not my experience. So maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not understanding, because that haven't been my story, right? So I'm curious. I genuinely would like to know your thoughts. And I feel like the main thing to just wrap that up is giving grace. What happened to us giving grace? What happened to us giving grace? Because 9 times out of 10, from what I have seen, what I've experienced, other situations that I have witnessed, 9 times out of 10, everybody is going through something. Everybody is having a hard time in life one way or another, or struggling one way or another, or have something personal going on one way or another. And we just don't give people grace to go through different seasons of their life. That's genuinely how I feel. We don't give people enough space to grow and grow into who God has called them to be. When one thing don't go our way, we just throw them to the side. And to each his own. I ain't trying to tell nobody what to do. I'm just curious as to why are we like that in today's society, in the world today. Why are we so quick to just give up on friendships? And I'm just gonna say it, I don't feel like we do that with relationships. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like we do that in these relationships. I'm talking to the women. This is for the girls. I don't feel like we do this in relationships with men. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. I feel like we can give men chance after chance after chance. But when it comes to that friend do one thing, can't talk to him no more. And I don't know. I don't understand it. You gotta meet people where they are. That's the moral of my story when it comes to that. Meet people where they are. Give grace. You're not perfect. I'm sure it's something that you need to work on as well. I'm sure there's things that your friends can say about you that you need to work on. None of us are perfect. My friends know that I got my issues. I got my issues, but everybody they know that. They know that sometimes I got a smart mouth. Sometimes I can be a little over the top. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and then I get an attitude with everybody and then I'm going off on everybody. That's just me. But my friends know that and they accept me for who I am. I don't mean no harm by it, but sometimes it's just, that's me, the real true me. And my friends know that. They know I don't mean no harm, I love them to death, but sometimes I get overwhelmed, then I have an attitude with everybody and then I be ready to cuss everybody out. So for real. But seriously, it just is what it is. And that don't mean they don't want to be friends with me no more. I don't know. I genuinely would like to know your thoughts on why people are not staying friends and people cannot stay in friendships these days. I'm curious. Now, making new friends in my 30s, in my late 20s has been different. I have only made one new friend, which is Courtney, and I met her through EB. We've been friends for a few years now, so she's the only person that's new to my friend group or whatever, or my friend list. And we met through somebody, but once again, you have to build your friendships. You have to communicate. You gotta build. You gotta spend time together. You gotta get to know one another. You gotta get to know people's personalities. And it's been good. It's been good. And I remember at one point I'm like, I don't need no new friends. I got friends. Girl, I don't need no new friends. I got my little group of friends. No. I am open to new friends. I'm open to new relationships. I'm open to making new connections. And I just feel like that's another way of how you elevate your life. If you get so stuck and stagnant with being around the same people, the same mindsets, the same day-to-day, same old, you're never gonna grow. You're never gonna have people to push you. You're never gonna expand your mind to new things. And I know a lot of people admire, and I get a lot of comments and stuff about even people in our real life always admire me and Mo's relationship. And when I tell you, we've been friends, this year make 20 years since we've been friends. Real friends. We talk every day. I vividly only remember one time where we didn't talk for a few days. And I never forget, me and her had this argument. And we were working at the same job, and the lady who worked with us saw us staying distant and didn't talk for like 2 or 3 days. She brought both of us in a conference room, and she closed the door, and she said, I don't know what's going on with y'all, but y'all need to talk. Y'all need to fix it right now. Don't come out this room until y'all fix it. And we stood there and we talked it out. That was the only time out of our whole 20 years that I remember we vividly didn't talk for like 3 days. I don't even know if it was 3 days, y'all. It probably was only 2 days. And we talked it out. We've had a few other times where we bumped heads and had it out. But 9 times out of 10, we talk about it. We both say how we feel. We hash it out. And we move on. But she's like she's like my soul sister. We get each other. She gets me, I get her. We know each other's deepest, darkest secrets. And I don't know, it just works. I feel like God placed her in my life at a time that I needed. And I don't know, I have 2 sisters, but they're younger than me. One's 6 years younger than me, and one is 12 years younger than me. So I didn't grow up with anybody close to me in age. That's why I feel like I take my friends and my friendships so serious. That's my interpretation on why I don't play with my friends. I will go to bat about them. I just realized I don't have no lash glue. I got some lashes, but I don't have no glue. So either I'm gonna have to rock the mascara look, or I'm gonna have to ask Mo to bring me some lash glue. We'll see when I finish my look how I feel. But I just wanted to chime in on this whole adult friendships conversation, especially with women. I feel like we're missing the mark. We're missing the mark because friends and friendships and having sisters, having support, having a group of like-minded women that you can call on, that you can have for support. I feel like that's important. And I think we're missing the mark. I do. I think we're missing the mark as a whole. And I would love to know your thoughts on why we are missing the mark. Also, what is your take and opinion on making new friends, especially as an adult, as myself, someone in my 30s? What is your take on making new friends and building new connections? I feel like I haven't done it. Like I said, only one time. I only have one new friend that I didn't have as a child. But I'm open to it. I'm open to meeting new people. I'm open to nurturing new relationships. I look forward to it, actually. I don't know when they're gonna come. Whoever God put in my path. But I genuinely would love to know, why is it patchy right there? I just don't know what's happening. Right there. Like a little patch or something. I genuinely would like to know your thoughts. And the main takeaway is give grace. Most time they are going through something as well. You never know what people are going through. You never know how life is lifing for someone else. You think what you got going on is bad until you call and pick up the phone and check on them and see what they got going on. Then you like, dang, I was over here tripping and you over here going through it. And you just don't know if you don't have those hard conversations, if you don't communicate, if you don't put your best foot forward into nurturing those relationships. Okay, we're gonna put us some lotion on, and then we'll put our outfit on so we can wrap this up. If you wanted to chime in, like I said, I would love to know your thoughts. And I thought this would be a good segment into my girls' night with my friends. We try to link up like once a month. That don't always happen. It haven't happened over the last few months, so which is why we were adamant that we were linking up tonight, because we haven't all seen each other since June and it is September. But we try to meet up at least once a month, because I get it, everybody is busy, everybody has their own lives going on, but you have to be intentional on your relationships. You have to be intentional with nurturing your relationships. That's important to you. And which brings us to tonight, like I said, for girls' night. And we took the initiative because you want to be supportive to your friends. You want to compliment your friends. You want to give your friend their flowers. So Courtney's birthday just passed. Well, Courtney's birthday was in July, and we did not get to celebrate her birthday as a group. And so we decided to celebrate tonight. She also just got engaged. Congrats to my girl. And so we decided to just do something nice for her, get her a little happy, as just us saying congratulations, happy late birthday, and just being thoughtful. It's the thought that counts, to let somebody know that you was thinking about them. Let's go get dressed so we can close out the video. Y'all, here is my final look. So I think it came together super cute. Let's see if y'all can get the whole fit with the shoes. And I think it came together really cute. So I hope y'all enjoyed this chit chat. Get ready with me as I get ready for a girls' night. Be sure to leave in the comment section what we talked about. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your perspective, because I'm curious and would love to know. Be sure to leave me some hearts in the comment section. And if you have not already, sure to put them onto the journey, and I will catch y'all on the next one.